Hey everybody, welcome to another Arkham Horror List video. Today we're going to be talking about our top 5 experience cards. Once again, this one was a hard one for me because, as I said last week, a lot of my experience ended at 3. So I was like looking at all these things being like, wow, they're so powerful. But which one do I choose? I did get 3, and this time I actually remember what's on my list. So we're not going to have an Abigail Foreman fiasco for this. So why don't we dive right in?
It makes you feel a lot more invested that you actually remember what cards you picked.
Yes, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, no, the 4 one I had no idea. But anyway, number 3, Bryn, take it away.
We got a sawn-off shotgun. It's just a shotgun. I mean,
Also,
you can put a great big hole in something.
Yeah.
Sometimes that something is one of your teammates. You know, sucks. But what can you do?
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, pretty much. Sucks to suck.
Sorry, bud.
No, this is this one is mostly just like an example of what I think experienced green weapons should be. Like, sure, blue's got a shotgun, and so does green, and they have a lot of parallels that you can draw between them. But this one doesn't give you a bonus to the fight action. You have to make that happen yourself. It just is cheap, uses only one hand, and you know, you gotta find a way to make your fight score big.
Yeah.
You gotta work that part out on your own.
Yeah, I do like the idea of like the green weapons being like just street illegal weapons and modified weapons, whereas like the Guardian ones are like actual like military grade.
Mm-hmm. And this one doesn't work with sleight of hand anymore with the current taboo, right?
No, not on its current.
Because that one's
current version requires it
0
to
to
be
3.
Yeah, it requires it to be level 3 or lower.
But it's now 2 hands.
But yeah, you can cheat in a two-handed thing if it's level 3 or lower.
Sick.
I wish they'd just make up their mind, man.
I mean, I don't mind the moving goalposts so much. I just think that card is cool.
Man, the worst part too is that that's all Yellow's fault, like with the Necronomicon. Same with like
It's all other
3
colors'
aces
fault.
and yeah.
If they just made it so that you could cheat a green card into play for the turn,
yeah.
we'd be good. However, getting to cheat other cards. I'm not talking about sleight of hand. I'm talking about a sawn-off shotgun.
But this one, but I know this was here. That's why I brought it up because you know this is
Yeah. No, it just occupies like the Chicago typewriter. Like, I get it. I get why it's in it. Why it's green. I don't like that it just feels like a blue weapon but green.
Mm-hmm.
These ones, it feels different.
Yeah.
And different enough that you can tell it's not a blue card.
It's actually quite ironic because like this card is much closer to its blue counterpart than the Chicago typewriter is to its nothing blue counterpart.
Yeah.
Look.
This was literally just a shotgun, but it costs like 2 less money, and you don't
Only
get
takes
bonus.
up one of your hands.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yep. Because it's sawn
I never
off.
noticed that,
You don't need to hold the end or aim the end.
I
because
assumed
you're
it was
just
2
here to
hands
blast
because the
something
guy in the
that's
art's
real
only
close
with
to you.
2 hands.
He is holding it with 2 hands, but that's just
Yeah.
to look. They said pose, and he was like, "What do I do with my left hand?"
I don't
And
know
they're
what
like,
to do
hold
with
the
my
top of the gun.
Yeah.
My number 3 is 1-2 punch. I've admittedly only have played this game in Nathaniel Cho because you know, like he's just the event guardian investigator. But like, there's a lot. This is like, there's just a lot on it. The numbers are just so high. 5 experience. That's a high number. Also requirement for this video. 4 fist icons. That's so many, but like, just use it for the punchy part.
What situation would you commit this for 4 punches?
For my other 1-2 punch.
What, automatically succeeding, then +3 isn't good enough?
No, not good enough. You need to be higher. I want to get to triple digits with my foot fist
Okay,
sword.
bud.
But yeah, no, it's, you don't ever commit this card, but just, you know, anytime there's like all these icons where they say just put like every icon on it,
Just fill it up, bud.
like that's just, that feels good. But obviously the best part of this card is the text itself, which is fight, you automatically succeed and deal 2 damage, so it's automatic 2, and then you may fight again. You get +3 fist to deal +2 damage. So with Nathaniel Cho, this card deals 6. Everyone else is just 5, which is still a really good number. Another thing for this one that this has over the the level 0 one, is that you don't need to fight the same enemy again. The level 0 one says you have to fight the same enemy. This can kill 2 different enemies. With 1 card is nice, especially when one of that is test list. I'm hoping, my biggest problem with all the, like with the majority of what you see with Nathaniel Cho is that there's no other Guardian that can like really take advantage of the Nathaniel Cho cards. So they're just kind of like sitting in his space. So I'm hoping and I'm optimistic for the future of this card that like, while yes, it's good with other investigators, there's other things you can do with your experience. That we start seeing reasons to take these cards in other investigators as well. Because anytime I get a level 5 1/2 punch, you feel it. You're like, boom, boom! It feels so sick.
It is a very cool card.
Yeah. Travis.
This is the Eye of Truth. This is a yellow skill that costs 5 experience. It commits for 4 wild icons. Like Promised Power, 0 experience mystic card for some reason. It is a spell in practice. And if the skill test is on a treachery and the test is successful, you would add the treachery to the victory display and attach the Eye of Truth to it. And while attached, the Eye of Truth contributes the skill icons to all tests on copies of the attached treachery. So, in theory, you draw Rawing Remains and you commit the Eye of Truth to it, pass. Rawing Remains and Eye of Truth go to the victory display. Not only is there 1 less Rawing Remains in the deck, but anytime anyone draws one, it doesn't matter who draws it, they get an automatic +4 to their test.
That's sick.
It's a lot. This card has some other neat things it can do. You can play in a Daisy deck, and you can draw with your Arcane Initiative because it's a spell. You can find what practice makes perfect because it's practiced. And then you get +4 to a test, whatever you're doing, and you pick it up and you get to commit to a treachery later and then eat that. That feels really good.
That does feel good.
This card's like not as flashy as some of the other 5 experience cards, but like it's better than a lot of them, I think. It's so good. The art's sick. It's like it looks like something you'd call the Eye of Truth.
Yeah.
Even though there's 3 of them, but
technically 4.
Well, yeah, but the one in the middle is like clearly intended to be the eye.
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
There's like extras.
Yeah. They're just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
One eye lies, the other tells the truth. What question do you ask it?
No, you kill one of the eyes and then ask the remaining eye.
Are you gonna miss him? Yeah.
You see that guy? And they're like, yeah. How about
Is he
you?
dead
He's
right
like,
now?
All right, Bryn, what is your number 2?
We got the lightning gun. I don't actually think this card is particularly powerful anymore. But when it first came out, this thing was wild. Like, this was the first real taste of power that Blue got, pretty much. You'd put this in Dunwich, and they'd be like, "There's a bird, can you shoot it?" And you'd be like, "Boy, howdy."
Yeah, boy, can I.
Yeah, I got this. They'd be like, "There's a Yogg Sothoth, can you shoot this?" And you'd be like, "Oh yeah, no, I got that too." These days, it suffers a little bit from costing 6 compared to some other large 2-handed weapons. However, that +5 punch.
Yeah, that's
You're not.
That's like a don't miss amount of
Yeah,
punch.
yeah. Like, did you draw a red token? And you got him. Then you got him. And 3 damage is kind of like it's a big number.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, this one like. No, I think this was one of like first run through the Dunwich Legacy. The pack that this one came out in, I spent 5 XP on it. I didn't have any sort of bandoliers or anything to make it work with the machetes that I was trying to play, but it didn't matter.
Yeah. It really does, though. You're 100% right. It just feels like, I look at this card and I feel like the card itself is covered in dust. Because it's just like it's so old, right? It's so simple.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't do anything particularly flashy, but man, like when you get to play with it.
Like, I bet if this got printed today, it would have like probably another punch symbol and either cost 5 resources or have 4 ammo.
Yeah.
But that being said, like, it's still fine. I don't think I'd ever feel bad about playing this. It
Yeah.
occupies a different niche than it's still like the big gun. If you're trying to do like a big gun build with bandolier backup,
Yeah.
to have a melee weapon, because flamethrower don't work for that.
And if Bryn ever played it, I would cheer. I'd be like, yes, this is the lightning gun!
I almost put that in the Leo deck that I'm playing, and then I decided that like
You're gonna play it just a
Swift
shit
reload
weapon
and
instead.
like upgrading the Mausers was better.
Yeah, the Mausers have been doing
Okay,
a lot
good.
better. Yeah. Spoiler alert
It's
for
at that point,
but
not the initial point.
Leo is starting to crawl out of the pit he was in for a while. My number 2 is the Eye of Truth. Forget everything Travis just said about it because I'm probably going to repeat a lot of the same points. But number 1, look at how many numbers. There's so much on this card. First, it costs 5 experience. That's so high. And then there's 4 icons. And you know what's better than 4 fist icons? 4 wild icons. Or like 4 book icons is also pretty
There's
sick.
4 icons and 4 eyes.
4 icons.
4 icons. We're cracking the guy. He's gonna come out of the monitor and like give us a reward.
Illuminati
Here's an
confirmed.
early copy of Edge of the Earth. Wow, thanks,
They've done
Fantasy
it.
Flight. But yeah, no, this card's sick. And also to me, this card is in my mind what yellow mitigation of the Mythos deck should be. Because I know there's that one that you like put a clue down and like you're like
Forewarned.
yeah. And like
That's fine, but
yeah, I just think it's like a bit too
it's a little blunt.
easy. It's just kind of like it's just simple. Like it's like easy design, right? This is like abstract design that gets your mind thinking. Where you're like, what treachery card do I want this on? Like on a Rotting Remains especially, because now I've just like protected my goon from this. Like
I disagree. I don't think it's that hard to
Frozen
think. Usually, you just have it in your hand until you draw, like grasping hands. You're like, damn, I got 1 foot.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them you just press the button and go,
Yeah.
but.
No, I think like Frozen in Fear is one of the best things that it can take. Sure,
Yeah.
you're probably not going to see the second one now, but it also doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Frozen in Fear can be a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, and what it also does is it has that nice thing where like it itself is kind of like some more like less obvious Mythos deck mitigation by just removing that card from it, right?
Yeah, this one's super good in the circle, and like it's like the Piper
Yeah.
one. You just
Yeah,
beat
you're
it,
just
you-
like, oh no.
I guess not the Piper one, but like some of the other ones.
The blue one where it's going and you have to do the brain test.
Yeah,
and
you're
fail
just
by
like, just
certain
get
numbers
out
of
of here, and then it
surgeries.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I love the design of Eye of Truth. The art is fantastic. Travis was 100% right on that. Like the art's incredible. It's just you feel like it's looking at you, and you're like, fine, I'll play it. Get out of my hand.
Yeah. The green monocolor is so good.
Yeah. I want to see more designs like this in yellow that like depend on the skill side of it, because I feel like that would differentiate it from just like red skills are good and like value out of skills. I think that there's that kind of like forbidden evil spell side of yellow that could be fun to explore along these lines. I think the card's sick,
Yes.
and I like playing it.
More design space for yellow, please.
But then take away like some of the design space they do have and give it to other colors is kind of
Like
the hope as well.
blue.
Travis like, so we can't do that. No, sorry.
Absolutely not. It's already there. It's,
That cannot be changed.
Travis, what's your number 2?
this is the Black Cat. He's a liar, a prophet, or both. 2 money to play, 5 experience, of course, as everything has to be for this list. He commands for 2 wild symbols, which is relevant more often than you'd think. Picks up an ally slot, and he can tank 3 hearts and 3 brains, which is a lot. And anytime you reveal a tombstone, a squid, or a elder sign symbol during a skill test, you can choose to use the following effects instead of that symbol's normal effects. The tombstone is -1, and the cat takes damage. The squid is -1, and the cat takes a horror. And the star is +5, heal all damage and horror from the cat. This is like the big daddy of soak that any investigator can play. Like any 5 experience taking up your ally slot is a lot, but you probably aren't gonna die with this in play.
And like,
It's super good.
and it also like the scariest tokens are usually squid and tablet, right? Like,
Yeah, when they're like -3, like
get attacked by the ancient one.
yeah, you're like, no, the cat,
cat.
cat take horror, and the cat's like, meow.
Yeah. Mordoth just slinks back. He's like, okay.
Also, I'm not going to delve too deep into it because of the spoilers. It's not what this video is for, but this is the same cat from Dream Eaters, and its effects tie very nicely into that campaign.
I think it was also just last week I said I like this design where they have the characters from the campaign be powerful neutral allies you can get. I think that's cool, and they should keep doing it.
Also nailed it, absolutely nailed it for the art on this one too.
Yeah, the art's sick.
It looks like it's just the perfect combination of like
Perfect.
yes, perfect combination of like the cat being just a mundane cat, but like, and like I glow, cat's eyes just glow like that, man.
They do.
So it's like normal, but it's still kind of like
Scary.
eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great card. Cat, number 1. Actually, number 2, but we're going to go to number 1s now.
It could have been number 1.
What if
What
Travis's
order?
number 1 is just the Eye of Truth again?
All right, Bryn.
I'm not done.
Oh, we ain't done yet. What's your number 1, Bryn?
I got Chuck Fergus. Travis hates this guy because he's got a hipster haircut, but every time that he complains about it, I try to explain to him that the reason that the hipster haircut looks like that is because that's what people had their haircut like in the 20s.
Yeah,
I
Julie,
don't hate it.
Julie's,
Just a hipster haircut. I hate it because it looks stupid.
Julie watched a lot of Peaky Blinders, and they all look like
Yeah,
that.
it's just how it is.
I just
It's
don't like the haircut.
how it was, not how it is.
It's not for me.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy costs 3. He commits for a punch, a foot, and a wild, but if he's in your deck, do not do these things. As a reaction effect, when you play a tactic or a trick event, you get to exhaust him and choose 2. Either the event is fast, the event costs 2 less, or you get +2 skill value while performing a skill test during the resolution of that event. All of these things are good.
2 of them are even better.
I mean, it really depends which event you're playing, which event you're
For most of
playing,
them,
right?
2 of them are.
Yeah, most of the time it's like it costs 2 fewer and it's fast.
Yes.
Sometimes the event is already fast, in which case it costs less and you get +2. Sometimes the event is already fast and free, in which case don't use him for it unless you're not using him on anything else this turn. He's a really cool build-around card. There are infinite tricks in Tactic, well, not Tactics that green can play, but infinite tricks that green can play, no matter which green investigator you're playing, because they're all green. And there are also some cool tactics that you can play out of blue, and some neat tricks out of red as well. Lastly, I just love the flavor of this guy, where he just has a cudgel, and like what you're doing is you're sending him out to go do the trick or the tactic, where you're like, yeah, we're gonna follow that guy. Hey Chuck, go follow that guy. And then you just he just like walks over and like hits him with the stick, and he's like, he's not going anywhere. I'll stay right here.
I recently played Chuck in one of the fan decks I'm doing, and he's fun. Like he just
cool.
feels he's fun to play.
Yeah, but here's the real question: have they managed to make a deck that's like good with him?
Yes.
Yes. Which one was it? Was it the
I was
Winifred one?
I was playing a Winifred deck.
You got crushed in the first like 5 scenarios. So
I
you
got
him?
crushed. I got crushed in the first 3 scenarios because we didn't
Okay.
get. I'm not going to complain about how my family plays the game. I'm not going to do that.
I remember you telling me
Yeah.
that you were
No, it
struggling
was-
because you were like, I just need the 10 experience. for
Yeah,
these
yeah.
numbers.
Like as soon as I had the 10 experience to have both of them in my deck and like be able to consistently find him within the first 2 turns of the game, everything was awesome.
Okay.
Up till
Yeah,
that
he
point,
is
it took me
pricey.
3 XP to get the 10 XP. Or 3
Scenarios.
scenarios to get the 10 XP. And those first 3 scenarios kind of sucked because everything I was playing was expensive and slow and bad.
That is like the tough part about him.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the hard part. Like because most of the tricks you're going to want to play end up being they're level 0, so you want them in your deck from the get go. They're not as good when they don't cost 2 less or
Fast, or you get
be
plus
fast, or you just get +2 skill value. But I will say that as a combat option, Chuck Fergus plus level 3 backstab,
Yeah.
it's pretty alright. You just get to be like, no, I'll pay 1 and fight you at my foot +2.
Yeah.
But also I'll put it back in my hand. Or sometimes you're like, I'll fight an extra time this turn because I need to.
Trying to kill victory enemies
Yeah.
to get the experience for Chuck Fergus while you don't have him in your deck. You're playing a level 0 backstab. Is like
Yeah,
a little bit
it's
worse.
not, it's not so good. Yeah, it's not so good. But
If you can get over that hump, though.
he is a really cool build around.
Yeah.
And there's like all kinds of neat stuff that you could do with him that aren't just play green cards, but better. Yeah.
My number 1 is the Red Glove Man, otherwise known as the Gandalf of Arkham Horror, the card game. I say that because in Lord of the Rings, the card game, there was the card Gandalf that you play, he does something sick, and then at the end of the round, he is discarded, which is just a nice effect. And like now, like in all of the Fantasy Flight games, they have this red glove man. So this Gandalf-like thing, and the red glove man is for this one. He's fast, and when he enters play, and while he's in play, you raise the base value of 2 of your skills to 6. And then at the end of the Mythos phase, you discard him, and he has 4 soak for each of horror and damage. I've played this guy most often in Survivor because like that's just kind of like the home he fits in best because they have the ally stuff, the chance encounter, all the other things, and also that just like they're generally their stats are lower and like the areas they need defense in, and then also like you're kind of the flex spot, and that's where the Red Glove Man really shines. But
he's neutral, but he could have been a right card.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that you can get out of this guy that you don't really see just on first glance. Like he stays to the end of the Mythos phase, so if you just absolutely bomb your Mythos card, you just put your damage and horror on him.
Yeah.
And you're just like, thank you, bye. In addition, if you have an enemy in play and you want to just do something else with your stat values, like maybe investigate, you can just do that, and then he'll tank the damage for you. And then it's just like you can like basically just like ignore aspects of the game when he's in play. And to like the big thing why I like this guy and he's my favorite 5xp card is just because I like the character. Since like he was first there, like this kind of conspirator kind of thing, is just he's always been like so interesting and engaging. Even like back when I was playing the Call of Cthulhu living card game, he's just always like that little mysterious dude, and they never explain it. And like there's theories online, like is he a Mask of Nyarlathotep? Is he just like, is he good? Is he bad? And like, because we don't know that, he's super engaging and cool. And he gives you the Faustian bargain, so he's got to be good. Or evil.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing that he's not a red card, because then he would just be the red gloved man. Like his gloves could be any color.
Yeah, it's true.
I bet
Just
he'd
like
be
a
red.
dude wearing gloves.
I bet he'd be a survivor card if he was printed these days.
Yeah, probably.
No, they're not so stingy about giving him more than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do appreciate him being neutral though, because there are a lot of investigators who can play him where he's
All
good.
of them.
Yeah.
But
Can
where
play
he's
him.
good.
Oh, where he's good? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
like
that's
if you play this
tougher.
in Mark, what are you gonna do? Make your punch 6? Like whatever.
Make your book 60. Investigate one time.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
But you could also play him in like Calvin and be like, my numbers are stupid big this turn.
Play him in
Also,
Calvin.
you can't kill me.
Make
Yeah.
your numbers yoked
Right.
and like play like the blood ritual card and put all the damage on the red glove man.
Yes. Honestly, and that's the thing as well. It's the base value of each of your skills, so you still get
Yeah.
all your other bonuses. on
Any
top
other
of it.
buff.
Yeah.
Just like
You pretend
freaking.
the number on your card is 6.
Just Calvin, in Union and Disillusion, circle every stat. Red Glove Man. I'm
Yeah.
going to test 40 to the game's 20.
Yeah, actually get like triple digits.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This guy also might be kind of neat if you were playing Diana Stanley, to come back to this. We talked about that a couple of times today. But you still get the +1 brain for each card locked in your
Yeah.
basement on top of the 6. So you get to be like brain value infinite.
I'm not sure there's a payoff for that though.
No, but
Yeah, I
number
mean,
big,
number big. That's a payoff.
You guys are right. Number big.
Number
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I've never been interested in building a Calvin deck, but maybe I'm going to build a Red Glove Calvin deck. That could be fun.
It's not that great.
It's like pretty okay.
It's like okay, but like once you play it, you play it. It's like
Red Glove
the same deck every
Red
time.
Glove Preston is a better
Oh, yeah.
better deck for that feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Survivor, Preston, the Survivor Green. Yeah. I've only played him as like a Survivor character. Travis, what's your number 1?
This is Seal of the Elder Sign, Travis. The 7th time you've shown Seal of the Elder Sign.
He's consistent. He's a man of his word.
This is a skill that causes 5 experience. Mystic, as you can tell from the purple coloring and the wavy sides. Crits for only a single wild, which is like pretty dirt for a skill. It's a spell and an expert spell at that. You do not reveal chaos tokens from the bag for this test, and instead you pretend you drew the Elder Sign. Then when the skill test ends, remove Seal of the Elder Sign from the game. It's a little sad because this effect has been like a little bit classed out, but when you need to do a test, you just do it.
It does really depend on the investigator whose test you're committing this to.
Yeah, like if you're playing Father Matteo, it's just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do the
spicy.
thing and then get the
Yeah.
opportunity to do another thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah, if you're committing it to a Zoe Samaras, it turns into a weird extra vicious blow.
Yeah, it's also just like, someone's firing off a shotgun or whatever, you're like, yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
You just,
Just do it.
the guy's dead.
Yeah. Only it's better than the just do it effects because you get an actual value.
Yeah.
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 I do find it a little amusing. Sorry, go ahead, Brent.
Sorry, I was just gonna say we could run some sort of triple digit Jenny Barnes deck where we actually try to get like a skill test value to triple digits
Good.
with this card
Yeah.
in somebody else's deck, existing to facilitate the Jenny Barnes.
I was gonna say I think it's like a little weird that this one got the removed from the game tag, even though purple doesn't have any ways to.
Recur.
I guess they have exactly prescient now,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Maybe.
And, but like they keep printing red cards and
Yeah. Yeah, and red has the ability to
all
bring
the
it back.
recursion.
Is there any other expert traits out there?
Yeah.
I think most of the upgraded.
No,
they're
most of them.
developed, aren't they? They're developed. Yeah, that's my bad.
I don't know.
Because maybe that was something they had in their design file. Expert automatically removed from the game. It was like that's something new.
Yeah.
But I agree. It is a bit weird that. And I think also like at this point now, it's kind of like
Sorry.
it's kind of like outclassed too. Like as you were saying, like there's like just other things you can do. I think this one could be fine to recur because like one Mystic can really take like huge advantage of it.
Yeah, like there aren't too many investigators who can play who can also just churn through their deck multiple times to find it, or who can like actually get it back
Yeah.
in any way.
Yeah. And we also have to we always talk about it. The art's sick on the Seal of the Elder Sign.
Yeah,
Just
it
cool
really
art.
is just fantastic.
Sweet. That was another list video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know more lists you want to see. Don't worry, you don't need to recommend a list video about 5 cards we want to see upgraded versions like Holy Rosary because that is on our list and we'll be coming out with that very soon. Also, on an upcoming list video, we're going to have a special guest. So stay tuned for that. Wow, a special guest. So exciting. It's going to be Nyarlathotep himself. He's going to come in. Hello.
It's gonna be like Outlet fan Joseph.
Yeah, no, he's dead. He's freaking dead. Goodbye, YouTube.